inducing panic everywhere. I mean that's exactly what we wanted, right? Good
Look at the
job,
amount of
mods.
capitals.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. That was very useful.
Uh,
You're cool. Anyway, game two, Project versus Infected. It's gonna be on Electric Circuit, Elegant.
It is indeed. Electric Circuit, always going to be cool. I expect to see some shenanigans involving the backside disruptors because why else would you even bother playing on this map? It's going to be cool. And I expect another hard fought game. Project definitely showed his quality. Infected showing his quality as well. This could not be further from the series of games which we previously saw. I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest. And honestly, I have to say, as I've said in previous casts as well, I think when you get into this situation, it's hard to root for anyone because you have to just say the best player is going to win because they're both looking so damn good.
Yeah, I gotta say, that opening last game from Infected was so impressive. I mean, if he actually won just with pure mutas, I would have been an Infected fan just straight away. I mean, I still think he's a good player, but I would have been like true fan right there because that's serious J-Dong style.
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoy that kind of that really heavy muta style. The first time I ever saw that played like in first person was when I actually went to DreamHack and I met up with one of my clanmates in AOV, and I was massively impressed by just the way it kind of pushes your multitasking, the way you have to do everything so fluidly and so instantly. You have to have your hat tricks hotkeyed just right, you have to have your rally points just right, everything has to be just bang on. And so I'm always really impressed when I see that strategy played well.
So, I think with that, we are ready to go into game number two, Elegant. Are you ready?
I think we pretty much are. I'm ready.
Alright, here we go. Alright, here we are in game number two, and at the top left as the red Zerg, we have Infected Bag, and at the bottom left as the green Terran, we have Roll Horse.
Yeah, so bringing out the crazy name pronunciation, but you know, it's important in this game to do it right. Say it as you see it. That's actually no, that's the opposite of what you're meant to do. You're meant to not say it as you see it. You're meant to say it as it's meant to be interpreted.
Say it like a Polish person would say it.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
exactly. That's got to be the general rule. Otherwise, you'll end up looking foolish, which nobody needs.
See, the thing is, I feel like maybe instead of, you know, a lot of people learn Korean because they really like StarCraft, right? I think
Yeah.
maybe they're doing it wrong. Maybe the real language you want to learn is Polish. Because I mean, there's like so many Polish Zergs, right, in TLS.
Yeah,
And also Polish is like kind of close to Russian, so you could also learn Russian, and then you're good to go, man. You're set.
I don't even think that's nearly right.
Dude, what it? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, Polish like Russian. Yeah, we'll keep it. That's okay. And maybe maybe as soon as you learn Polish, you learn a whole load of kind of secret Zerg knowledge.
Exactly. Yes, I would be.
I mean, that's
better
what
at
I'd be
Zerg.
banking on.
Wait, what race is good at Protoss? Wait, wait, that didn't make sense.
What nationality?
What nationality? What? Okay, what nationality is good at Protoss?
I don't know if there's any specific one. British.
Really?
Well, we're good. Well,
We
we're
got
great.
Midian. We got
Yeah.
Quark, man. He's the
That's true.
boss.
Yeah. Isn't Quark Zerg?
Is he?
I don't know.
No, he
I think
can't
he
be.
might be.
No, because Quark is famous for getting C plus in like a day by only 10-15 gating on Longinus, right?
Yeah, but anyone can do that. It doesn't matter what race you usually play. Anyone can 10-15 gate on
Oh, that's
Longinus.
true. That's true. Damn. No, I'm pretty sure he's Protoss.
I think he probably is now that you mention it. I don't know why I think he's Zerg. I think I'm just kind of wrong about stuff. Yeah. But I don't know who's good at Protoss particularly. I don't think there's any one nationality of people who seem to have really picked up on it.
Well, I know who's good at Protoss. Everyone involved in TLS.
Oh.
That's
yeah.
right. Because if you think about it, basically everybody running, casting, writing news about, or otherwise involved in TLS is apparently Protoss. So if you ever have a slight suspicion, you're like, these TLS guys, they seem to be like I don't know. They seem to be slightly biased towards Protoss. I mean, they're picking Central Plains for the map pool. I mean, what's going on here? It's because we're actually all Protoss.
That just shows that Protoss players suck, because that's like everyone else is busy actually in the tournament. We're all in an organizational capacity, like backstaging it because we can't actually compete in the damn thing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, dude, it means we're cooler than everyone else, because without Protoss players, there would be no TLS. You see, if there were only Zergs and Terrans, they wouldn't even have a tournament. Boom.
That's true. We're the ones doing the dirty work. Protoss picking up the slack, guys.
So back to the game. We actually have a factory opening from Project, which is very, very interesting. And he has pulled 2 guys off gas, so that means it's probably just going to be a factory expand build here, which is fine. You make 1 Vulture, it basically clears out all the lings from the map, and then you can expand just fine. Infected will need a sunken colony at the front of his natural to keep his bases safe. But otherwise, I don't think he cares too much. And since he got the free mineral only anyway, he can get a couple extra minerals there, so kind of makes up for it as well.
Yeah.
This wall, by the way, looks kind of wonky. I don't really like it.
It does look wonky, but we already know that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your walling's pretty or not. In fact, pretty more often than not is full of holes. I wouldn't trust pretty.
But is this actually link tight though? Because
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I highly
that
doubt
marine
it.
there looks like it's plugging a gap.
Oh man, the Vulture missed the links.
Oh
wait, they went back though.
Or did the Lings miss the Vulture? Because the creep colony is not done, so the Vulture's going to be able to get in to the main base. It's taking a bit of a pause, but that is definitely not going to be done.
Oh god, the Lings were supposed to buy time for the Sunken to finish, but the Lings missed the Vulture. You're absolutely right, Elegant. I had it backwards, and if Project micros this correctly, which hopefully he will, considering he's almost at 500 APM right now, I think this Vulture's going to stay alive for a very long time. Well, he's got to be careful not to run up here, because it's very, very narrow up here, so it's very easy to get trapped. The main is much bigger, so you should definitely see the main. Oh, nice stack there! Whoa! Oh god, he's not paying attention!
Oh no! Okay, now he's paying attention, so now he should be able to keep that Vulture alive, theoretically pretty much indefinitely. He should be able to snipe off these Lings all day long, but doing a nice Joro block! Oh, wow. That is a great move from Infected. That is a great move. Putting the drone up on the top of the gas, blocking its route through, managing to capture it and just take off the last of its health. So great damage limitation there. Meanwhile, another Vulture in the natural expansion, but that's not going to be getting anywhere. The second colony is up. So Infected, really, really nice job of limiting what those Vultures can actually do. Still no natural gas though.
We have a 1-port Wraith follow-up. This is very peculiar. I mean, I have seen this before, but it's very, very not very common. So he's gone for 1 Wraith, and he's going to follow up just with standard mech play, actually. He's gone for an army, he's getting a second factory. So Project is actually going mech. I would not have expected this from Project. Project, is very, very good with his M&M control. He's not one of those Terran players who kind of stumbles a little bit, because M&M obviously very, very mechanically demanding, so you kind of go mech to make it easier on yourself. But Project definitely, as we saw last game, can handle the M&M micro, but he's actually just elected to go for mech. I don't know if it's because of the map or what, but very, very interesting. But looks like some links coming in here. Project got a micro this Vulture and should be fine. Although a slow Vulture against speed links is still a little bit tricky. More importantly though, are the links actually going to come in here and see what's going on? Yes, they are. I thought they were just going to hang out by the natural, but no. Infected now knows exactly what's going on. Meanwhile, the Wraith just poking around, being annoying. But I think this information from the links is so important for Infected.
Yeah, it is. But you know what that actually managed to ascertain? That is a tight wall between the supply depot and the cliff. Who'd have thought it?
Huh.
Yeah,
by the way, wait, there's no anti-air though.
No, there's nothing.
Yeah,
so this
Wraith is actually... He's got 3 drone kills already. He's going to get a 4th drone kill. That's actually better than I expected it would get. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the Hydra stem was up quite late. The natural gas has been quite delayed as well for some strange reason. The Wraith looks like, it's going to take a lot of hits. It is going to survive. But yeah, this is a really late Spire. So quite a severe deviation in the build from Infected right there, having to push out some Hydras in order to deal with the Wraith effectively. And it's still in there having a crack at some drones. He doesn't want to lose this Wraith, though, running the risk of doing so, but he'll be able to get it back and he should be able to repair it. Post-haste with an SCV back at his natural expansion, ready to make up his natural gas as well. He's just going straight up mech right here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. By the way, these Vultures can actually sneak up here like he did before and kind of kill the gas drones at the natural because the Sunken's a bit far back. And it looks like a Wraith in the middle of the map, or sorry, an Overlord in the middle of the map is going to get taken down. There's actually one Overlord by Project's main that can also potentially get taken down by that Wraith. So that Wraith is really, really doing some work here.
Yeah.
Really, really effective. Meanwhile, it looks like some Goliath range upgrade going on because of the mutas that have just now popped. I don't think Project necessarily knew that they were coming, but I mean, he did get a scout off with his Wraith, and it's a fairly common response from Zerg to actually go for fast mutas, or not really fast, but you know, to get mid game mutas against a meching player. The usual composition you want in ZVT against mech is mass hydras and mutas, and eventually some guardians and all that good jazz. Because the principle is that the Terran army is going to be very, very cost efficient and very, very powerful. So you just want to overwhelm him just with sheer weight of numbers, just mass hydras, mass mutas.
Yeah, and in fact, once again going for a relatively early 4th, given that he managed to get his 3rd up nice and early in his mineral only natural as well. So he's able to start getting that economy really rolling early, and he's presumably that's kind of his style, to kind of get lots of bases and to really kind of out economize the Terran, which is by no means a bad thing, as we saw in last game. We do have a couple of vultures running around. They are going to discover the 12 o'clock.
Overlord is so freaking lucky. The Wraith flew directly by it and missed it, and then it went back to look for it again and couldn't find it anymore. Oh man. So yeah, sorry, as you say, the Vulture is seeing that base at the top. This Overlord just thanking whatever gods Overlords pray to that he's still alive.
Overlords are just giant bugs, man. They don't have gods.
They're
a godless creature.
Maybe they pray to the Overmind.
I don't know. They are the Overmind technically. Like these guys are all one hive mind, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not individual dudes. They're just all part of the Overmind, like mentally. It's a pretty crazy situation to be a Zerg, because this is all one Zerg. I mean, imagine the multitasking the Overmind must have. He's gotta be awesome. Because not only is he having,
he's got like 80 million APM. He's microing every Zerg unit that exists.
He's having to micro every single drone. He's having to tell them to mine minerals and go back to hatchery again. The Overmind is a super boss.
Dude, it reminds me of that video someone posted of an AI doing Wraith micro or something, and it had like 35,000 APM. It was microing individual wraiths separately or something. It was so cool.
It's ridiculous. And then the thing which annoys me about those videos is they're like, wow, you can see that we've nowhere near reached the level that is possible in this game. And then like, no, that's not possible. You can't do that. That is only possible for a computer. That is not a level which is available to human beings in the game. Show me a guy with 40,000 APM and I'll show you.
You say that, but then there's Flash, who is actually cybernetic, so...
Yeah, well, he actually is. It's well known. We do have a big meter harass coming into the natural expansion. That's going to take a lot of damage, getting a few SCVs, but I don't think it really paid for itself right there. He did lose only one Mutalist, surprisingly, under such heavy missile turret fire, but choosing to retreat again. I really would imagine there'd be more damaged Mutalists in there, but I guess I overestimate missile turrets just a little bit. There's a few Hydras kind of freaking out as well over the side disruptors at the back of Infected main.
Ooh, that's going to be problematic if he keeps making units from that back hatchery. They will generally get stuck there because of his rally point. So yeah, the mass expanding style, I think it may be part of his style, but when you're playing ZVT against mech, I think that's a lot more common to see and definitely makes sense. As I said before, it's generally kind of a war of attrition here for the Zerg. Can they grind down the Terran mech ball just with sheer weight of numbers? So basically what you want to do is to expand very, very aggressively, take a lot of bases, produce a million Hydras and kind of try and win the game that way. It looks like Infected, though, does not have that many Hydralisks. Maybe he was just droning up a little bit too much. He's building sunken colonies. That's not exactly going to be very helpful against siege tanks.
No, it's nothing but a kind of delay. They will delay the siege tanks. That is it. So that kind of is a display of desperation when you're just saying, I know these aren't going to kill anything, but they will slow you down, and that's what I need to be doing at this point. He just needs to be getting more units pumped out so that he can actually beat this army rather than just kind of hold out against it.
Yeah, and is he moving out? Nope. I mean, the thing
Looks like he is.
Normally you'd think that you want to engage the Terran in the middle of the map, but Infected just doesn't have that many units. Like, ideally, if he'd engage the Terran in the middle, get a huge arc off, and surround him. But looks like he might be going for a counterattack. He's abusing his mobility. The Muta Hydra army is way more mobile than the Terran forces, so he's actually going for a counterattack in the natural, going to pick off some of these reinforcements. The Terran army is trying to come back to defend this. Really nice move by Infected. I love this move. He knows he doesn't have enough units to win in a straight up fight, so he's just forcing a bad engagement for Project, and he's just going to try and do as much damage as he can here at the natural. He's going to pull back. He's going to take a lot of casualties on the retreat. No, he's just going to engage here. He's engaging with everything, and he knows he caught the Terran in a bad position. Even if he doesn't lose, he's going to kill all of the siege tanks here and retreat. That's a very nice move there. The siege tanks are so expensive, so hard to reproduce.
Yeah, I think that's cost effective for Infected, and he does manage to get every single one of the siege tanks. It does cost him a lot of Mutalists, but it has not cost him any map position. He has still managed to maintain every single one of his mining bases, with the top right hand base going up now as well. This guy is an expanding machine. He loves taking more bases.
Yeah, this is actually pretty crazy, and that was a nice move. So he got all the siege tanks, but there's still a lot of Goliaths left, and Goliaths are still pretty good against Hydras. Obviously, they're not as good as siege tanks, but I think they have more range than Hydras. They have more HP. DPS wise, I think it's comparable, but that extra range actually makes a huge difference here in these big ranged battles.
Yeah, it really
and
does.
More importantly, I think, is the position here. Project now is kind of close to the natural. He's not in a place that's easily surrounded, although it looks like Infected is trying. Although, gonna pick off some reinforcements.
Siege tanks. Yeah, those two siege tanks are really, really valuable. There's currently only one siege tank in the army for Project. However, he is going to be barreling down on the Zerg's natural expansion very, very soon. He is in range of that second colony, but it's attacking a Goliath rather than a tank, and this is quite dangerous for Infected. I don't know if he has the Hydra discount to deal with this. He does have a fair number of Hydras coming in from the back. Project has to make sure that he keeps his Goliaths well centered around that siege tank and keeps taking down these Hydras. The Hydras are dying so quickly. Goliaths are really actually quite effective against this kind of army. The siege tank is going to go down, but at what cost? There are still so many Goliaths remaining, and they might actually be able to do a decent push into the natural still.
And Project looks like he's decided to reinforce with Vultures, which aren't going to be that effective against the Hydralisks, but are a good reinforcing unit just because they build so quickly and they move so quickly as well, so they can almost instantly reinforce. But oh man, Project, he's focusing down the Hydra Den actually, and is going to lose the rest of these Goliaths. Is there another Hydra Den down? No, it looks like just restarting one, so actually that's going to cut off the Hydra production for a little while there. Infected might even just switch into Mutas or something if you can't build Hydras. And yeah, it looks like he has started to build some Mutas now just to spend that money. He does have a lot of money actually in the bank. Project, meanwhile, has taken his back mineral only, but really he wants more gas here to fund his mech army. The Goliaths and the tanks both fairly gas heavy.
Yeah, but Project forces the switch to Mutas and then simultaneously starts building mass vultures. Not quite sure I'm on board with that. I don't think I really understand it. Oh, we have Hydras trying to push through a minefield. Hydras are, of course, good at doing that. But, again, the simultaneous mines popping up means that they're going to be taken down slowly but surely. And they're going to keep trying to push through the minefields, though I don't think they should really be doing this. There's a hefty number of mines going down on the map right now. Those vultures have to try and be active, though, because if those vultures don't really manage to get any drone kills or anything, they're going to be a little bit redundant. They're just going to be sort of eating up supply and minerals without really doing too much.
Indeed, they will. And, man, he's got so few Goliaths. I mean, there's going to be Mutas on the way. What's he going to do against them? Actually, wait, where are the Mutas? Oh, there's a few in the natural. Okay, there they are. But, yeah, the only good thing, at least, is that the Mutas were not really upgraded, so they've got +1 carapace. But, well, actually, I guess the ground only has +1 carapace either. I'm a little bit surprised that Infected's gone for carapace on this Hydras. Usually the upgrade pattern you see is carapace for the air and then attack for the ground. Because the Hydra's going to be doing your DPS, and the Mutas kind of fly ahead and mainly tank. The Mutas actually don't have very good DPS against the mech army. So they're just like the tanky units at the front. Although I guess it's not a huge deal. But the thing is, right, a siege tank does 75 damage right now in one shot. So if you have one extra armor, it's what, like doing 74 damage? Is that really going to help you?
it barely helps at all. We do have Mutas coming in here, and though they're not particularly great against the mech army, I think that's enough Mutas to take on 3 Goliaths. Project should probably be a bit more diligent than that in actually defending his army against air attacks. He does have some reinforcing Goliaths coming in now, which is probably going to be enough to clear off the last of these Mutas, and he does manage to maintain the best part of his army as well, so that's going to be alright for him. One vulture getting taken out outside the top right hand corner base for Infected, and Infected is still just doing his thing. He's still just spreading his influence across the map, and it's going to be really hard for Project to capture more bases.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to try and take the 9 o'clock right now. It's not too far from his natural, so I think he can probably do it if he turtles up a bit. But the problem is the Zerg economy is getting a little bit out of control here, although these Hydras, if they run into a minefield, that would be quite amusing.
Yeah. I'd enjoy it.
Looks like they're not going to do it yet, and looks like in more hatcheries, more evolution chambers. Note that the Zerg is staying on lair tech. That's generally, you know, when you play against Bio, the Zerg is always kind of rushing for Hive, right, for the defiles and that, and all that good jazz. But when you play against Mech, you don't actually need the Hive tech as much. Obviously, it's good still. You kind of eventually want to get there with Guardians and Ultras and whatnot. But for the time being, if you just stay on Mass Hydra Muta, stay on the lair tech, it's good to go. But oh man, the Vultures actually need to be down here blocking for the tanks. They need to be buffering. There's a lot of Mutas this time, not that many Hydras, but it looks like it's too much for the Zerg.
Yeah, I don't think that number of Mutas was going to be enough, and Project is able to bust into the Zerg's mineral only, and that's important. He's going to be able to get into main as well. He's going to be able to take out lots of drones while he's there, as long as the Vulture can survive long enough against the oncoming Mutas. I think they'll be able to get all these drones here, and Project still has a very, very hefty army ready and waiting outside where those side disruptors once stood. Where's he going to go? It looks like he's not going to be too keen on going up the ramp, which I can entirely understand. He can definitely take on this small strike force moving around from Infected right now. Project doing a great job of making his army finally cost efficient, and this time I don't think he's going to be too little too late. I think he really has a good shot here of pushing all the way into the Zerg's natural. There is relatively little army left for Infected. He has his Hydras in the top right hand corner, but they're going to run into a serious minefield if they try and get back to reinforce.
Oh man, the tank's starting to siege down the sunken colonies. This is such an entrenched position right now. I mean, Infect is trying to set up a bit of a flank here. He's got more Hydras coming in from the side, but there's a lot of Spider Mines in the way here. These Hydras could all just get taken down by mines, and it looks like, whoa, that one Hydra tanking everything there, but the natural is going down, and Infect is just trying to buy some time, just trying to wait until he has a few more units. He's sending the rest of the Hydras to just go intercept reinforcements or something. It looks like he's not really sure how far he can move because he doesn't know how many more mines are on the map, and Project just rolling in here with a giant mech army. Is this going to be it? This could be the final stand here. The Mutas all moving in. The tanks are sieging up, but that's just so much mech right there, and there's nothing coming in from the other side. No flanking maneuver for the Zerg. These Mutas have to do it, but I don't think that's nearly enough. They're not upgraded. They're against 1-1 Goliath. Well, they just have the 1 Carapace. And oh man, Hydra reinforcements are running through mines.
Absolutely horrible for those Hydra reinforcements. And Project, I believe, is close to having done it here in game 2. He is going to have gone. He is looking good to go 1-all with his opponent Infected, who, despite looking strong, has finally been beaten down. And Project, I have to say, has looked good in this game. His plan has definitely come to fruition quite nicely. There are just a few dribs and drabs of units coming in right now for Infected, but nothing really to threaten this huge tank battery right now. The main base is, at the very least, is going to be forfeit. And Infected is going to have to try and fight from the 12 o'clock and from the top right and the top right natural expansion as well. The 12 o'clock, I can't see that actually lasting too long. He's got relatively little capability of actually defending that.
I mean, he's just lost all his tech. Oh, that Spire actually has +2 Carapace in it. If that goes down before that finishes, it'll be quite annoying. Meanwhile, Infected looks like he's just going to counterattack at the 6 o'clock. There's nothing there, though, and I don't think Project really needs it. His army right now is strong enough that he can just, smash everything that remains for Infected. I mean, Infected does have the top right, 2 bases as well, but this is just such a scary army for that Project has here. And also, having lost that Spire, he can only make Hydralisk right now, and there's so many Siege Tanks right here. So it's not like he can do some kind of crazy mass muta thing and try and kill all the Goliaths like that. Yeah,
no, there really isn't any option for that. This is just such an overwhelming force at this point from Project, and this is what happens when Terran builds up that big death ball and can get himself into decent positions, and the Zerg doesn't have the necessary tech or necessary numbers to deal with it. Infected has done well in just spreading his influence once again across the map, but he hasn't been able to outmass the Terran in quite the same way that he would have liked to in this game, I think.
And he's going for another big counterattack on the natural. This could be the last hurrah for Infected. If this doesn't work, he's going to have no army, no bases, no tech, and it's just not going to work. He realizes it's not going to work and pulls back, but I mean, what's pulling back going to do? He's down to 2 bases. He's got only a Hydroden as his tech, and his army is, he's got 49 supply against 154. This is like the reverse situation from last game.
Yeah, it really is. But in fact, I like the fact that he's pulling back, because this goes directly into our kind of mantra for this cast so far, which is if an attack's not going to work, don't do it, even if it's like the only thing you can possibly think of to do, because you're only going to throw away units. All right, here, his units are being sort of useful. He's going to be able to snipe out a couple of siege tanks and might be able to sort of hold back the Terran force for now, but that is so many Goliaths in a stream going right the way across the map diagonally, and I don't know how Infected can really hold on here. He's going to have to try and do the best job he can of sniping off these siege tanks, but that is one hell of a lot of Goliath, and Infected just doesn't have the power behind him anymore to do this. His economy is shot to pieces. His tech is actually looking pretty dead in the water as well. And yeah, he's only functioning off hatchery, so it's not like he's going to be getting any higher on the tech tree anytime soon. And I think his top right-hand corner base is about to go down.
Yeah, and you can see Project actually use scans to check all of the other bases just in case there's some hidden expos by Infected. Just wants to make sure that he is actually as far ahead as he thinks he is, which he definitely is. So yeah, looks like the last of the Hydras getting taken down here in the middle of the map, and GG, well played from Infected.
And well played it was indeed. Project going for a mech style, whereas we'd usually expect a player of his caliber, well, I say like it's mech is a newbie thing to do. There's no way in which a mech is a newbie thing to do, but we'd usually expect Project to be going for a kind of more marine medic oriented style, but he didn't. He switched it up, and it really worked out well for him after the slightly calamitous game 1. Although having said that, in game 1 he managed to make himself effective as well. So both these guys looking strong and looking good for game 3, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's funny, I was actually thinking about, when he used to stream a lot, because, I was a huge fan of his and I used to watch his stream all the time. And I feel like, actually, now that I really think about it, he did go mech slightly more than, like, a lot of other Terran players. He still mainly did bio for TVZ, but I do remember some crazy games he played on, like, Sniper Ridge or Dante's Peak or those older maps where he was meching. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe that's just part of his style here.
Yeah, I guess it is, and I quite like it. I like the way he played it, and he was really able to outmass his opponent, despite the fact that Infected was on significantly more bases than him. Did Project actually get a fourth base at all in that game? I don't think he even got the
He
9
had a
o'clock.
command center at the 6, but it wasn't mining, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't think he was actually mining from a fourth.
That's commitment to your strategy. Right there. Going back and not even trying to take a fourth base for a long time. That's commitment. We like it. We like commitment.
Alright, so we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be the third and deciding game of this best of 3. The winner of the next game goes on to the finals and qualifies for the TLS, so it's very, very important.
Yes, it is indeed. You have to be crazy to tune out now, so hang around for game 3 of this series coming up.